How's it going, Team Maryland fans? Welcome back to another episode of Meeting TM. This week I'm here with Cody Rumsey. Last week, Cody Rumsey scored a deflection goal off a shot from the point from John McDonald, so I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of show hand-eye coordination a little bit. So what we're going to do is, you're going to have this puck on the stick, you're going to bounce it up, catch it, just keep doing that as many times. You're going to make me, I've been practicing, but you're still going to make me look bad. So. So, oh, that's not even centered. Hold up. That's on though? Yes. Okay. So now that we've seen a little bit of the skills of Cody Rumsey, let's get to know him a little bit. How's it going, Cody?
It's going pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing very well. So, believe it or not, you're actually the first American we've had on the program.
Finally.
I'm native of York, Pennsylvania. So, we know how the system, the junior system works here in the States a little bit better than, say, in Italy where David grew up, or Ukraine where Dennis was. Mm-hmm. So how do you think that staying local and staying close to your family and everything while you're still growing as a person and as a hockey player helps you?
It's definitely a lot easier. I mean, I'm only probably an hour and a half to an hour 45 from York from here, so it's a lot easier. Like if I need something from home, like I can just run back like one night and get it. Like my parents are almost at all the games, especially the home games. And last 2 years I was in Wilkes-Barre. That's also only like 2 hours, and so that was pretty nice. And it's really helpful since I'm close to like the Philly area. That I've always kind of like played around home. Didn't really have to like move far away from home at like a young age or anything like that.
So you a Flyers fan then?
No. Pittsburgh fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How come? Just
all my family's from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I mean, that's from my mom and dad went to the same high school together. They're actually from Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But all my family still lives out like Western PA, and so
yeah.
I just grew up a Pens fan, and I hate the Flyers.
So did you grow up then? Because I know junior hockey is very big in Johnstown. So did you did that culture kind of not force you, but like kind of influence you at all for hockey?
Yeah, for sure. When I was younger, Johnstown actually had an ECHL team,
mm-hmm.
I think called the Chiefs. And I remember going to those games when I was like little, but then they got an all team probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember going to a couple of those games like with my grandpa and stuff out there, but I mean in Johnstown they definitely get the most fans in the East Division by far. Mm-hmm. The rink is unreal. That's where they slap shot and everything. But yeah, that's a really cool junior atmosphere out there.
It's interesting. I have a Johnstown connection. My dad's family's from Johnstown, mm-hmm. So we my great uncle, I don't know my exact relationship to him, but he was in the movie Slapshot.
Yeah,
so it's kind of funny.
My dad was an extra in the scene. Yeah.
That's awesome. You got your first point in your first game with Team Maryland. Mm-hmm. How does that kind of is that like an instant shot in the arm for you? Like, yeah, like I can play at this level still and I can kind of mm-hmm. play with this group of guys?
Yeah, I mean, the transition was pretty easy playing the league the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. But yeah, getting some points in my first game and like the first weekend overall definitely helped a lot. Went into a little bit of a rut recently, but kind of turned out of that this weekend, which is pretty nice. Nice
goal. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result we wanted. But,
yeah.
So, talking about that, and that poor, I don't want to say a poor result, but that loss against the Junior Flyers when we switched ice surfaces. How much do you think a massive incident like that can change the game? For those of you who don't know, the game that we played last weekend, we started on the main sheet at Piney Orchard Ice Arena. We had an ice issue, had to move the entire game over to the second sheet, mm-hmm. and we had to finish the game there.
I was actually on the ice when they had to change sheets, and so I was still on the ice on the second sheet, and my first couple of shifts, or like the end of the second pretty much, it was just like just a weird transition, because it happened kind of like so quick. And I mean, it definitely, I don't think it helped us, but I mean, the third period I thought we played pretty well. We just couldn't really score.
Yeah.
We put up like 30, 35 shots, something like that. I don't know, but I mean, the loss definitely sucks. We know we should have beat them. We beat them 5-1 the night before, but I mean, it's hockey. It doesn't always really bounce your way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say you have a knack for scoring deflections, but you've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
How does that kind of, I mean, do you just kind of park yourself in front of the net and if it hits you, or is there like a method to it?
I mean, there's definitely a method to it. I mean, you have to park yourself in front of the net or very close to in front of the net. I mean, and if you can see the shot from a D, if you can see like a clear shot from a D, I think it's pretty, for me, I think it's pretty easy to like get your stick on it. And I mean, when you get your stick on it, like you're trying to tip it, but you can't really tell where it's gonna go. You just want to get a stick on it. Hopefully, it takes a good bounce and beats the goalie to another side. And I mean, that's what happened on the goal, which is nice. But I mean, tipping it's definitely like a skill, but it's also just some luck.
So, do you kind of like watch what Joe Pavelski can do for the Dallas Stars now, and kind of like?
Yeah, and for the Penguins, Patrick Hornquist, he lives in front of the net. Like whether it's like a rebound goal or dirty goal in front, he's very interesting to watch. He always has an active stick in front.
Would you describe yourself as a bit of an agitator on the ice?
I definitely can be at times, and I think I need to be more of that at times, because there are times when I know I need to, let's say I'm being a little lackadaisical, or I know I need to turn it on. I definitely like to slash, like hack kids a lot. Sometimes I'll get called for it, sometimes I won't, but I mean, if the team needs something, like, I mean, I'm trying to be like the leader and like get the boys going and stuff, and so I can definitely take on that role. Do
you think there's a go-to guy as far as like getting under the other team's skin on the team? Because Jeff Redmond is a very loud guy. He is a very, very loud guy.
He just picks fights with kids, like just random kids on the team. It could even be goalies on the team. He's always loud. He's always banging his stick. Which I mean, sometimes it could be annoying, but the second team that the team needs it. I mean, looking from like a coach's perspective or somebody like a fan's or a scout's perspective, like we kind of. He's
a little guy too.
He is little, and he loves to get under people's skins. He hits too, which is nice. So I'd probably say Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the best chirper on the team?
I don't know. I like to say I don't think Jeff's the best chirper. He just has some.
There's one guy in my head right now that I know is pretty good, but I want to see what you say.
Tristan's pretty good.
Really?
I like to think I'm pretty good. I don't know. It's just I wear a cage, and so it's like kind of like hard to back it up. But I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking David.
Yeah.
David's a funny guy.
He is funny.
I was watching warm-ups from the bench the last game, and he's sitting there on his knee at center ice, looking down the other way at the warm-ups and just chirping the other team as warm-ups are finishing up. Never seen that before. It cracked me up. How important do you think that is? Is like having that vocal, like making your presence felt kind of, if it's not physically, then it's putting a word in the other guy's ear?
I mean, I think it's like a part of the game. I mean, you're not gonna go the entire game without saying something to your team. Like they're gonna make you angry. They're gonna try to get under your skin, and vice versa. And so, like, I mean, like after like a scrum or something, they get in front of the net. I mean, there's always words being said. Like mostly very inappropriate stuff. but
I'd love to mic you guys up for a see how that goes. Oh man,
you have to bleep half it out.
So thank you for joining us on another episode of Meeting TM. This week we were sitting down with Cody Rumsey. Be sure to join us next week. We'll sit down with Evan Green, talk to him a little bit. We're keeping it rolling with the Coach Fusco comebacks. We'll also be, speaking of Coach Fusco, talking to him shortly about the All-Star Weekend, which is currently going on right now up in Massachusetts. So thank you once again for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.